Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Virtual FMR. My name is Clive Finnimore, and this is Film My Run 500 with NoblePro. We will be climbing 500 meters of elevation at 12% incline, ranging from speeds of about 5 kilometers per hour all the way up to 8 kilometers per hour. We will travel approximately 4.2 kilometers by the end of the run. Welcome along, everyone. Good evening, Tina Beer. Tina said hello, Clive. Hi, Tina. Let's get the treadmill moving. We've got just over 30 seconds to go into the start of the run. It's been a mixed bag of weather here in Cornwall today. Started off with heavy rain. This afternoon has been sunny spells, and at the moment, it's grey. So I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. Looking like more rain tomorrow. So let's bring the treadmill up to 5 kilometers per hour, along with an elevation of 12%. So here is my Tuesday Film My Run 500 with NoblePro. We will be back again on Thursday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, Film My Run. Tina says it was a wet morning, sunny afternoon. So it sounds it's pretty much the same in Somerset today. Somerset, as it is here in Cornwall. How's your new watch, Tina? Hope you get to grips with it now. So here we go. On my own tonight. Nobody fancies running up hills tonight with me. Gotta do it, no choice. Every Tuesday and Thursday gets my 1,000 meters of elevation every week. I should be running long runs on Sundays, but at the moment I'm using it more of a rest day. Anthony Anderson says, hi all. Hello, Anthony. Thank you for joining us. Here we are again, climbing up the hill. No rain yet, but very windy, says Anthony. There's no wind here at the moment. I don't like the wind. I don't mind warm rain, but I don't like wet and windy. Tina says, hi, Anthony. I had to start my watch then, but that's on my watch, innit? We're all right tonight. Don't need to use the watch when running on Zwift, as it uploads to both Garmin Connect and Strava. Tina says, Clive, do you have 100 kilometers in 3 weeks' time? I believe I have. Oh yes, indeed. I wonder why. So yes, we've got an unexpected 100-kilometer run in about 3 weeks' time. So it'll be a nice, relaxing weekend, that one. Anthony's asking Tina if she's figured her watch out yet. I bet she's well on top of the watch by now. Have you tried the watch out yet? Outside? Tina says, I'm loving it, Anthony. Loving it. So here we are then. We're just walking the first 400 meters out at 12% elevation. At the first arch, we'll bump it up to 5.5. We'll get up to the balls of our feet and start to jog. I've got a bit of a stiff neck, actually, and shoulders from where I was putting the board up above the window the other day to screw the curtain rail into, where I was forcing the hammer action drill into the brick wall for about 20 minutes. We had 6 holes to drill. I woke up this morning, or actually I woke up last night with a really bad neck, the pain between the shoulder blades. I can almost 100% definitely put that down to drilling the holes. I always seem to get all my injuries from DIY and jobs at home. Very rarely get an injury from running, but as soon as I try to do a job at home, I get injured. Tina says the funniest thing is she's given her old watch to her husband. He's hopeless for tech, but at least he can see the time. He can monitor how many steps he does each day, Tina. Anthony says, I know someone like that, Tina. Here we go then. Just over 200 metres to go until we start running. Nothing exciting at work today. Nice, steady day at work. Had to move a hospital curtain rail into the centre of the room so it could split the room in half when needed. And wired up 2 lights into the ceiling. And that pretty much took up most of my day. Oh, and most importantly, it was dinner at work day, Tina. Pasties, chips. What was with it? I can't remember. I think it was pasty and chips. Homemade pasties, made in the kitchen at work. And we had a big discussion on what a turnip and a swede was, whether it was the same thing or whether it was a different vegetable. I think it's a different vegetable. I'm sure a turnip is a long swede. Same sort of thing. However, everyone at work thought turnip was the Cornish word for swede. But I said, no, I'm sure they're different things. Tina says, who ate all the pies? Well, I did have 2 pasties. And then afterwards, we had jammed sponge and custard. Which I don't mind too much today because Lucy's gone to Plymouth with my daughter to take her up to the Theatre Royal Young Persons Drama Group. So I'm on my own tonight, just got my middle child here at home, so I could just have a sandwich tonight. Nothing too heavy. Probably an egg mayonnaise sandwich. Eggs from our own hens, our rescued battery hens. Still lay 1 egg every day, all 4 of them, so we get 4 eggs every day. So eggs are quite a popular ingredient here on the menu at home. Tina said she would gain about 300 pounds if she ate like that. I tell you what, if I didn't run, I'd be in trouble, wouldn't I? I might have to start telling them half portions, but I can't help it. Especially when they say there's like a pasty left. If you don't eat it, it'll go in the bin. And then I have to eat it. I've got no choice. And then they've got half a tray of sponge and custard. I have to eat that as well. Here we go then. Let's burn off some of those calories. Up to 5.5 kilometers per hour at the arch. Let's start running. So this is 1 of 4 kilometers we'll be running up tonight. 15.1 degrees centigrade here in the Cornish garage, 40% humidity tonight. Bouncing up the hill, nice and light, on the balls of my feet. Oh, I didn't know that, Tina. I didn't know that. That seems to be the topic, or the subject topic at work at the moment. Slugs and snails on our vegetables. Tina just said, keep your eggshells, Clive, and sprinkle them around the veg to keep the slugs off. Does that work? I did plant about 15 sunflowers at work a few weeks back. I'm now down to 8. I always lose. Since the rain came back, I lose 1 sunflower a night. Wherever that slug or snail is hiding, he comes out every night and picks the next one off of the row. I tried to find him tonight, but I couldn't find him, so maybe eggshells will be the answer. feels warmer in here tonight than it has been, but it's not actually as warm, which is a bit strange. Maybe it's just me. It's quite humid today. Have you noticed that, Tina? And Anthony, even though it's been wet this morning and windy, it's not a cold wind, it's quite a warm wind. Tina says, eggshells will keep the slugs and snails away as long as you have enough. They can't move over it. Anthony says they must be a big slug or snail now if they're eating one a day. Well, the sunflowers are only about that high at the moment. About 4 inches high. And that's the tallest one. So what happens is a slug or a snail, they come along, they chew through the stem, it then falls on the floor, and they eat it all. Well, they probably call their mates out then, and they all have a go. It would be a big slug or snail, wouldn't it, Anthony, if it was a 6-foot sunflower I was missing every night? That would be very worrying. Or it's an army of slugs and snails. For 1 kilometre distance we run tonight, we will climb 120 metres. So no Paul Hayward with me tonight. He's probably running late, behind at work. You might be listening now. Getting in late, usually joins us on Tuesdays. I'll film my Run 500. Tina won't be here tonight for Tina's Tuesday social at 5:30. As she's 1 minute. Sorry. That was almost a sneeze off the treadmill. I had to stand on the side rails. Tina is helping with the Couch to 5K class tonight at her local run group. So she won't be here to do Tina's Tuesday social. Sebastian is currently on holiday up in the mountains. I really need to get down the garden after this run and start cutting the grass. It's getting quite long now. It's only been a week, but what with all this humid weather and plenty of rain, the grass is accelerating. And if I don't get to it before the weekend, it's going to get quite long. Tina's dogs eat 2 eggs each a day and usually have 2. So, loads of eggshells to sprinkle around the garden. It doesn't attract the other things though, does it, Tina? You know, the furry little animals that like to pinch eggs from chickens and ducks, if you give them a chance. No running for Anthony until the weekend. And here's Paul. Just talking about you, Paul. Paul says, hi, Clive. I'm only just leaving work, hence not running. We thought that, Paul. We thought you must be working a bit late or had quite got home, because you're always here on a Tuesday. Hope you've had a good day at work. We'll be back here again on Thursday, Paul. You can make it back up. Or, if you're feeling energetic, Paul, when you get home, you can watch the live stream back and then just run it anyway. Free run in Watopia. Here we go then, up to 6 kilometers per hour we go. Tina adds, dry the eggshells in the oven or in the sun first, so they're crispy. No wonder the slugs and snails don't like crawling on them. Stay up on your toes and stay relaxed. I think Paul's asking Tina if she's running tonight. I don't think she is, Paul. She's helping her in real life running club with Couch to 5K class, week 1. So she won't be at Tina's Tuesday social tonight at 5:30. And Sebastian's on holiday in the mountains. Anthony says your kitchen at work must have loads of shelves you can use. True, very true. If I asked them to keep them, I'm sure they would very soon generate quite a few. Tina's just confirming that she's out tonight with club. Couch to 5K, week 1 training. On the screen it says there will be tea and cakes at the end. There's most definitely tea and cakes at work every day. So Paul's going to head outside tonight, possibly, for his Tuesday night run. Good idea, Paul. What's the weather like, Paul? It was a very, very wet here this morning, as it was in Somerset where Tina is. It's been a nice sunny afternoon, but now it's a bit grey. Apparently the rain is coming back overnight again and will be with us again tomorrow. Thursday is going to be horrendous. And Friday's not looking good either. And neither is Saturday. So Saturday park run, I'll probably return to Eden Project, my local park run on the tarmac, because it's not so bad in the rain, it's not muddy. It's not too far to travel, 30 minutes away. I'll still put the head cam on probably and film it as best we can for my own YouTube channel, Cornish Runner, just to record the run and show the on-screen stats, speed it up, time-lapsed and all that. Tina's going to be doing her first run tonight with her new super duper watch. I hope you've been practicing, Tina, or is it very similar to your own? A couple taps of the top right button and away you go. Oh, Paul Hayward ran the Camel Trail virtual run, available on the virtual FMR and the Cornish Runner YouTube channels, where I ran about 5.6 kilometres from Bodmin out towards Wadebridge, and then I stopped the recording and I ran back again. That was the run where I saw the otters playing in the river. When I stopped the watch and stopped the recording, I went to take a picture of the river for the beginning of the video, and I saw an otter across the other side of the river playing with a stick, floating on his back. So that was really nice to see. As I said yesterday, never seen an otter in the wild before. Well, it's quite nice, his weather, where he is at the moment, so he's going to make the most of it when he gets home. Head outside for a run. Anthony Anderson says to Tina, don't fall over because you're looking at your watch. No, Tina, no more falling over, please. Tina's asking Paul if he saw any camels on the camel trail. You know what? Years and years and years ago, when they first built the camel trail in Cornwall, I actually thought that's what it meant. I thought they had a couple of camels in there and they were doing tourist rides. Anthony's asking us if we've seen the video of the otters playing basketball. I haven't seen that, Anthony. Is that a YouTube search? Otters playing basketball, will it pop up? Paul Edward says bye. He's just about to drive home from work, I believe, so he's signing out for a minute until he gets home. Bye, Paul. Safe journey home, buddy. Enjoy your run outdoors tonight. Tina says that's a perfectly reasonable assumption, Clive. Thinking there were camels on the camel trail. It was about 10 or 15 years ago. I thought, well, that might even be more. So we're currently running at 6 kilometers per hour, heart rate 125, cadence 164. About 250 meters to go into the next arch, at which we'll bump it up again to 5.5 kilometers per hour. 21 minutes elapsed. We are approaching halfway. Yeah, Anthony says that must have been a lovely train ride back in the day. Yep, the camel trail was, or used to be, a railway link between Bodmin and Padstow, I believe, going through Wadebridge, and they closed it down a few years back and then decided to open it up as a cycling trail or even a running or walking trail. I haven't been the other way yet. I haven't been from Bodmin going east. I've only been from Bodmin going west. I did intend to go on Sunday. I've run about 30, 40 kilometers on it. But when I woke up in the morning, I was too comfortable and a little tired, so I decided to have a rest instead. And if I don't run before 12 o'clock on the weekend, I don't run. I get distracted and I find other things to do. As soon as I start cutting the grass and cleaning out animals and stuff, I get too busy. If I'm going to run on the weekend, I've got to go at like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. By the way, this workout is only 41 minutes long. You shouldn't need a drink, apparently. I wonder who said that. Hydrate well before and after these sessions and you'll be fine. Too early for Anthony running at 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's also quieter. I like the quiet trails out on the coast paths and the lanes around here. Once you start getting towards 11, 12 o'clock, it gets quite crowded out there on the coast path. Here we go then. 6.5 kilometers per hour. For the next 1,000 meters, maintaining 12% incline. We're still climbing. Tina also has a cycle trail on an old railway line near where she lives. It still has a platform and a shelter. Yes, so did the camel trail. Tina, I was going to run up the platforms and down the other side. I think I recorded the names of one of them in the intro. It's really good, isn't it, to see even the old signs are dotted around, the old signal posts. The signals aren't on the top anymore, but the posts with the little ladders running up them. You see them from time to time on the side of the trail. You can tell it's getting into the summer now. It's getting quieter on Zwift. Everyone's heading outdoors. Most days now. Joining the run clubs. Coming out of hibernation from the winter. I quite like it hidden away here in the garage. Don't get run over by cars. Anthony said you can't count running up the platforms and down the other side as incline. I really have to go out for a long run this coming Sunday. But it's hard to make that decision when you've been running all week. On a Sunday morning, it's either rest day or long run day. And it all depends on how you feel at that moment. The plan was to take Oliver to his work placement at 7 o'clock in the morning and then run the camel trail again. About 20k out and 20k back. However, my wife decided she wanted to drop him off, and that threw a spanner in the works. And then I didn't know what to do. I faffed around Tina too long in the morning, faffing around, then found other things to do, like fixing curtain rails that had been pulled down. Before I knew it, Sunday was gone. Do you have days like that? You get into a job, you look at the time and can't believe how quickly time's passed. That's what it was like on Sunday. Anthony says too many impatient drivers around. Very true, Anthony, very true. Or sometimes there's plenty of room. I don't listen to music when I'm running. I'm aware there's a car behind me and there's loads of room. Yet it just creeps along behind you. And then you have to stop. When it could just go past quite easily, especially when you're running in the gutter. Tina says she'll be running on Zwift tomorrow, so she'll be joining us for Workout Wednesday at 6:30 PM UK time. Hopefully Stephen will be here. I'm guessing he'll be taking it really easy after his epic run on the weekend of 140 kilometres along the Ridgeway, which he completed in a fantastic time of 24 hours and I think about 20 minutes, something like that. Awesome work. So I think he'll be here tomorrow, stretching the legs out nice and gently, telling us all about it. Anthony's asking if he'll be hydrating. I'm sure he will with his cup of tea. Probably not, says Tina. 400 metres to the next arch. Time for a heart rate form check, everyone. Heart rate 131, cadence 166. Standing nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders, dropping them back slightly, pushing the hips slightly forward, and making sure I'm landing on the balls of my feet, pushing off up the treadmill. Heart rate 65 for Tina, using her new watch. Cadence 0. Cadence sofa. Heart rate 45 for Anthony, very good. Nice resting heart rate for Anthony there. I think my resting heart rate at the moment is around 42, 43. My watch tells me when I have a look. I expect that's in the middle of the night. How's your watch getting on, Tina? It usually takes about a week or two for it to settle down and for all the stats to sort of show the correct readings. Sometimes when you first get the watch, you keep checking your run readiness and things like that, and it says that you need to keep it on for a few more days. Try not to lean into the hill too much, straighten your back and lift your head. Thank you, on-screen text. Needed that. I was starting to curl up in the ball then. This will open up your chest and allow the oxygen into your lungs. I'm just looking at the screen there. It looks like I am punching over a little bit. I think that's because between my shoulder blades it's all a bit stiff from drilling those holes the other day. But it's actually loosening up now. Tina's training readiness is 60. Very good. After tonight it'll be down to about 40. There's the next arch in the distance, look. 50 metres to go, up to 7 kilometres per hour, and if Paul Hayward was with us, that's when he'd be turning on his fan at the 7 kilometres per hour arch. Here we go then, 10 metres to the next arch. Up to 7 kilometres per hour we go. Avatar starts to run. Try to stay light in your feet. Bounce up the hill. You hear pigeons, but I think it's in-game in the background. I actually thought they were in my house then. Just for a second I thought, there's a pigeon in me loft. Anthony Anderson is getting to that stage where there's too much data to look at. Tina says, yes, but I love it. Oliver loves it on his Garmin as well, Tina. He's always telling me what his stamina is and his training readiness and all the rest of it. I used to love it until I started running with a heart rate monitor, and my watch was then recording more accurate heart rate because of my rattly body, and now it just says that I'm not doing anything. Nothing's changed. I still run every day, but I think now it thinks my heart rate is higher. I've lost fitness, so I keep getting unproductive every day. So I changed the watch face so it didn't have that screen on there anymore. So now I don't see it. Apparently when we reduce the incline back to 0 from 12, it would feel like running downhill. Looking forward to that bit. But we're not quite there yet. Six. Cadence 167. Keeping it nice and steady. Anthony's asking if my heart rate monitor on my strap. Yes, definitely, Anthony. When I do a hard effort with the chest strap monitor on, it shows like a maximum heart rate of around 175, 180, 185, which is right. When I wasn't wearing it on park run, I was working really hard, getting PB times. However, the watch thought my heart rate was about 135. So Garmin got used to me running at 18 kilometers per hour, thereabouts, at a heart rate of 135. So when I went back to the chest strap and it was showing a true reading of about 185, it thought I'd lost fitness, and now it's telling me that all my runs and training are unproductive. Hopefully after a few months it will sort itself out. So if I was running on my watch at the moment, the heart rate would probably be right. It was okay getting up to 130s, 140s beat per minute. Once you start going above that, it wouldn't increase. It would just stay around there. Even if I was absolutely dying and throwing up nearly, it would still say 135. Tina says, I have to say, the 5th gen heart rate on the watch he has now is much more reliable. Oh, and I also have an ECG, she says. Very nice indeed. I used to have that on my old Apple Watch, but I don't think my current Garmin watch has that function. But it looks like Tina's new watch with the new heart rate monitor and sensor on the back also does an ECG as well. Nancy says, what did you say your lactose threshold was? I can't remember. but it keeps changing. Recently, every time I use the chest strap heart rate monitor, it keeps changing because obviously it's renewing and it says, do I approve the change? And I always do. So like I say, hopefully, when it gets used to it, it will start saying, well done again, Clive, instead of saying, that was rubbish. 200 meters. There's the arch in the distance. We've broken the back of this run now. Not long to go. Just over 1 kilometre to go. 130 metres at this pace. And then we're bumping up to 8 kilometres per hour at the arch for 200 metres, which will bring us to the end of the event. We'll drop the incline, bump the speed up to 10 kilometres per hour, and run the last 800 metres out on the flat. Shake the legs out. Most importantly, round it off to 5 kilometres per hour. Cheers, Tina. Tina says, I'm off to get ready. See you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Tina's off out now with her In Real Life Club to help, encourage and instruct the Couch to 5Ks week 1 recruits. Good luck, Tina. I'm sure you'll be a fantastic leader tonight. Here comes the final speed increase, 8 kilometres per hour at the arch. Up we go. Cheers, Lander Run. Says thanks for the run. Thank you for visiting the virtual FMR channel. Much appreciated, buddy. Anthony says he must say that his watch keeps his stats correct. That's really good. Mine is doing all right now. Now I'm using the chest heart rate monitor. Everything's a lot more accurate. It's my bony body, Anthony. When I run fast, apparently Garmin tells me that everything rattles through my body and my cadence gets confused with my heart rate and messes all the sensors up. And it's not just this watch. Thinking back, the previous gen was like it, and then my Apple Watch before that, 5 years ago, was like it. So really, I've been feeding false data into my watch, my rattly body, all these years. And it also depends on the weather. If the weather's really cold, or my arm gets really sweaty, it gets a bit messed up for me. So it's just a bit more reliable using the chest strap. Here we go. Here's the final arch. Maximum heart rate 154. Dropping the incline to 0%. Going back down to the flat. Good work to everyone in game. Thank you for joining us here tonight on Virtual FMR for the Film I Run 500 with NoblePro. Thank you to NoblePro Treadmills for supporting this event. Really appreciate it. If you're in the market for a new treadmill or are just browsing new treadmills or thinking of upgrading from a dumb treadmill to a smart treadmill, check out the link in the description below. Follow Stephen Cousins' link. And if you fancy picking one up, you can even get a 4% discount using Stephen's link. We've got just over 600 meters left to go here today. Now running at 10 kilometers per hour, 0% incline, stretching out the muscles in the legs, bringing the heart rate back down. We will be back here on Virtual FMR tomorrow night at 6:30 PM UK time with Stephen Cousins, hopefully, if he's recovered from his epic run on the weekend. And then again on Thursday, back here for Film My Run 500 at 5 PM. And then again, my whoosh at 6 PM on Thursday. And on Saturday, on Friday, we'll be running Bag That Badge at 6 PM. Hopefully Saturday morning I'll be at Park Run. Well, we'll be. Probably Eden if the weather's bad. If the weather's not bad, we'll go to Trago. Trago? Churro! We ain't going to Trago Mills for Park Run. Anthony Aston says, who is Stephen Cousins? Well, hopefully, Anthony, you'll find out tomorrow evening. Workout Wednesday. $400 meters, once around the track to go. On completion, quick shower for me. Gardening clothes on. Down into the paddock and the garden. See how much grass I can cut before I get too knackered. Hopefully I'll be able to cut the main lawn. The main lawn takes about an hour. 45 minutes to an hour. So in tonight's event we have climbed 528 metres. Very nice indeed. We'll add that to Thursdays when we return again on Thursday. And don't forget, if you are doing hill sessions indoors, if you can and it's possible, try and get outdoors and run downhill. Downhill is just as important as running uphill if you're going to take part in an outdoor event. If you don't train downhill, you end up with wrecked quads when you go out on an ultra or trail running. Heart rate coming down nicely, 127. 123. Just trying to control the breathing, nice big deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Lando Run. Thank you, Tina, for joining me in the live chat tonight here on Virtual FMR. We're about to cross the 5 kilometre mark. There it is, streamers in the air. Hit that stop button. We're done. Done for another Tuesday here on FMR500. Oh, that wasn't too bad tonight. Heart rate 154 maximum. Let's save the run, most importantly. If it's not on Strava, it didn't happen, and all that. Maximum heart rate 154. Make sure we got share to club FMR selected, or your own club. Otherwise, it won't show up in your club chat in the companion app. Hit save. Go down to OBS, and we'll get ready with the end sequence. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Hope you all have a good evening. We'll be back here again tomorrow, as I said earlier, Wednesday workout at 6:30 PM UK time. Stay safe, take care. We'll see you all again next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.